everyone, and welcome to Friday's Story Time. We're still on The World's Worst Children 2 by David Walliams, and it's part 2 of Spoiled Brad. Not enough, the boy said. Tomorrow, I want more. The butler shook his head, and the presents tumbled to the ground. Mum and Pop looked at each other and sighed. The next day, it was the same story. Brad had yet another birthday party. This time, there was a roller coaster. And on the lawn, an elephant to ride on, and a famous pop star singing his hits on a little stage. Brad decided everyone else at the party had to wear headphones so that only he could hear the performance. Once again, the biggest birthday cake anyone had ever seen was wheeled in by 4 servants. Cake! Exclaimed the boy. Happy birthday to me! Happy birthday to me! What? Said Mum. She couldn't hear what her son was saying because she still had the headphones on. The boy shouted, I said happy birthday to me. All right, yes, happy birthday, Bradley Jr., said the lady. Today, the cake was the size of a paddling pool. With both hands, Brad scooped up as much of it as he possibly could and stuffed it into his face. The slice was, in fact, so big that what was left behind was smaller than what he took. Where are my presents? Wailed the boy, screaming. All his paid guests from head to toe with crumbs once again. I want presents! Mum and Pop had learned their lesson yesterday. Today had to be more presents. So the butler drove a forklift truck in, which was piled high with a tower of gifts. Brad took one look at what his parents had brought, and then he burst into tears. What's the matter now? Bradley Jr. pleaded. I thought you loved me, wailed the boy. And this is all you get me tomorrow. I want more, do you hear me? More! More. The next day, at his birthday party, he got more, much more. This time, the garden played host to a log flume, though Brad didn't go on it himself as he hated getting wet. There's a professional heavyweight boxer who Mum and Dad had paid to pretend to get knocked out by their son with a single punch. Then there was a motorcycle display team, though the birthday boy made all the other party guests wear blindfolds so that only he could see it. It was his birthday after all. Of course, it was his birthday every day now. One of the children who'd been busted to pretend to be one of Brad's friends made the mistake of speaking up. You know, Brad, it's actually my birthday too. The spoiled Brad immediately started wailing. What? Whatever's the matter now? Asked Pop. This spiteful little cockroach has ruined my party. How? Asked Pop. He said it's his birthday too. Well, it is my birthday, replied the boy. If I wasn't being paid $100 in cash to be here, I'd be at home with my own folks celebrating my own birthday. I'm not sharing my birthday with anyone, bawled Brad. Please have him publicly horsewhipped. We can't have him horsewhipped, Brad replied Pop. Shame. I'll have him thrown out immediately, said Brad. With that, 2 brutish security guards picked up the boy under his armpits and marched him out of the party. Will I still get my $100? He asked. Right, began Brad. Because of that boy ruining my party, I want double the presents today. Double presents is what we have, said Mum. Right on cue, a huge crane swung overhead. At the controls was the butler. Swinging from his crane was a giant net full to bursting with presents. There must have been thousands of them, and there were so many they blotted out the sun. Slowly the net of gifts was lowered to the ground. Are you happy now, Bradley Jr. asked Pop. No, I am not, replied the boy. Why not? Because you've forgotten the cake. How can you have a birthday with no cake? But we have got you a cake, protested Mum. The lady clicked her fingers, and the biggest cake the world has ever seen was towed in by a tractor. This cake now was the size of a swimming pool. Cake! Shouted the boy. Happy birthday to me. As the paid guests joined in with a rather reluctant rendition of Happy Birthday, they'd been singing for 3 days in a row now after all. The boy clambered to the top of the pile of presents. What on earth are you doing, Bradley Jr., called up Mum. I'm having to dive into the cake, replied the boy. With that, the spoiled brat leaped up into the air and landed on the cake with a splosh. Cake flew over everybody and everything. The boy started stuffing his face full of it. He was pushing more and more into his mouth as he tried to tread water in the cake, eating huge amounts of chocolate cake every day. It made the boy rather round, and soon Brad found himself sinking further and further into it. In moments, he realised he was drowning in his own birthday cake. Help me! Cried the boy. Mum and Pop looked on, smiles creeping across their faces. Hopkins spoke up. Excuse me, sir. Would you like me to dive in and rescue him? Now let's not be too hasty, replied Pop. Bradley Jr. does love his cake, asked Mum. The butler smiled to himself. Slowly but surely, spoiled Brad sank lower and lower into the cake. Soon he had disappeared from view, never to be seen again. Now, the lesson from this particular story is a simple one. While you may be able to have your cake and eat it, don't be too greedy because you might drown in it. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.